What's happening? Andy here. I am joined today by Jenna Stramaglio of ConnectWise and Kate Kingston. How are you, Kate? How are you, Jenna?
Good. Good. So nice to see
Hello.
everybody.
Great to see you guys. I am excited to have you both here. I have been wanting to host this little conversation ever since I saw the two of you together. I guess it was last month. It was this month, actually. It was April, right? Early April or March, whatever it was, BTA. And Kate was doing a presentation, and Jenna came up and did a little ConnectWise, kind of a little commercial, I think it was, and then reintroduced Kate because you guys had formed a partnership, right?
That's
So
right.
let's let's go back, just take a step back. Jenna, tell us who ConnectWise is. I'm sure everyone knows who ConnectWise is. I'm sure everyone knows what you do, Kate, but just tell us what you do for the companies, tell us what the companies are, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Andy. So, as you mentioned, my name is Jenna. I am the Channel Development Manager at ConnectWise. And for those of you that don't know, ConnectWise has been around for over 40 years. They acquired Continuum, which the channel does know. So that is how IT services really broke into the channel, was through Continuum. So now they are one company, and we provide IT services, solutions, support, and partner alliance through partners like Kate Kingston to help enable them. So grow their IT services business, whether they're just thinking about getting into it, we can help them get started. If they're in it and maybe growing or wanting to reach that next level of growth, we can help them there. Or if they would say, I would call them like the elite OT MSPs that need help just reaching that next echelon of growth, we can also support them there. So we offer a suite of solutions, anywhere from your ticketing system to remote monitoring tools to security stack and everything in between.
Well, very cool. And I think a lot of people are familiar with you and will continue to become more familiar with you from these IT nations, the IT Nation Connect, and then what's the one in June? You
Yeah.
have one a smaller one coming up in June, which I
Secure that.
secure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're awesome, right? Like 5, 6, 7,000 people at these shows talking IT, a lot of copier dealers, and then just a lot of resellers too. So both great
Yep.
shows, and we can talk about that a little bit too. Kate, tell us, for anyone who doesn't know you, what do you do?
So my name is Kate Kingston. I own a company here in New York City called the Kingston Training Group. And for the past 20 years, what I've done is support the imaging channel exclusively by training their sales executives to prospect more effectively at the C level, at the decision maker level across 60 industries. So I help them with prospecting, and the partnership and the opportunity to hang out with Jenna and now to support ConnectWise is a career changer for us for sure.
Well, I have to say, I've seen you present a bunch of times. It's like being in a Memorex commercial, for anyone old enough to remember what a Memorex commercial was, where you hold on and the guy's hair was going straight back. Um, every time I see you present and just at the BTA events, or and those are the types of events I usually see. I always take away a bunch of stuff, and that's only like a 40-minute, half-hour presentation.
Sure.
New tools that I never heard of, new methods to get to that decision maker. You almost you almost make me wish by the end of these things that I just want to go back and sell copiers again. Like it's just like, man, I
Yes.
wish I would have thought of
I
that.
planned
You
it
know.
for it.
Yes.
Or I wish I would have just somebody would have stood over me and said, do this. And I just,
Mhm.
dumb kid, I didn't know to do these things. So um, I was surprised that you guys came together with this program. So I don't know which of you, the two of you, wants to kind of talk about. Let's talk about what the program is, and maybe talk about Jen, why don't you talk about why
Yeah.
why the program, and then Kate, you can get into a little bit
Mhm.
more of details of what it is.
Yeah. So, Andy, I appreciate that. Our partner program has been in existence now for over 5 years, and it was specifically targeted for MSPs, just the pure MSP play. And ConnectWise has thousands and thousands and thousands of those partners and clients. What I noticed when I joined ConnectWise about 3 years ago was that it was lacking tools, services, and offerings that were specific to understanding the nuances of office technology dealers that also had an IT services business. So, one of the big things that we hear all the time, and you know this, right? The dealers are large. They're much larger than the pure MSP. They have veteran sales reps. They understand how to sell copiers, but to make that transition from an enablement on copier side to IT services side is very difficult. Either the copier reps, and I can say this because I sold copiers,
Yep.
it's difficult to make that leap, right? Like it doesn't click for them on how to sell IT services. They don't know how to say no, which is really difficult. Everything is a yes on the copier side, and on the no on the IT services side, a lot of it is finding your target profile, understanding who's going to fit in your solution stack, and having the ability to say no. Like, you are not the right partner for a client for us. We got to separate and part ways. So what we were hearing is that they've got these veteran sales reps, but they don't know how to train them and enable them and bring them over to the IT services side. And Kate obviously trained me 20 years ago now. I'm dating us, but that's okay. And so and we're always in the same circles, and she's in the OT space and the channel so very often. And many of them have been trained by Kate. And it was a natural step and a progression to kind of join forces. We are not a silver bullet. ConnectWise doesn't do all things for all people. And this is something where Kate really can help accelerate growth for those office technology dealers that are in IT services and want to get to that next level. And also those that are just starting, right? And I'll let Kate talk a little bit about that too, but it was a perfect marriage. It's been a fantastic partnership and program. And if you are a dealer and you are in our ConnectWise partner program, we provide MDF. We have funds that, depending on your spend with us, you will get money from us to spend on certain things. Kate is one of them. So we can offset the cost of bringing Kate in, utilizing MDF that's part of the ConnectWise partner program, which is a huge bonus.
That is awesome. Quick question, just quick plug. Who'd you start selling for?
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Frank Gaspari.
Yes, sir.
The one and only.
Yes, sir.
That's the one and only.
That's one of my favorite stories. You started with Gaspari. I started with Domidio. Like, all these guys are still, these legends are still here.
He is. He's fantastic. He's my number one.
Yep.
He got me into it, and it's probably one of the big reasons why I'm still in it, for sure.
He's just awesome, and he's just it's a fantastic company. Kate, so what are you going to do? What's the nitty gritty? How do you approach this, or is there any difference between this program and what you do for your typical dealer on your own? How does this program work with you?
So I would say there isn't really a typical dealer, because like I just started with Fisher's Technologies, for example, that participated in the market fund investment from ConnectWise to bring me on board. Cool. We're not changing our focus. The industry is focused on managed IT. You have to own the network. You have to understand how that supports the customer. So what I'm continuing to do, but always trying to get better at, is taking that managed IT focus from identifying the current customer profile, how we can get the customers that aren't in managed IT but are a hardware client of theirs into the right fit for a managed IT subject matter expert to come in and do that analysis. When I sat down with ConnectWise, I'm not partnering with anyone else, because I don't have a business the size of ConnectWise, but my reputation is also important to me, and I'm only going to partner with people in industries that I really know that are impacting us. And so when I saw the ConnectWise, like 85 to 90% of the work for managed IT, they can take on if a dealership wants. That means the Davids and the Goliaths can now play. And I thought that was so smart to allow everyone to be able to serve their clients and not be left behind. And so that's exciting for me to bring forward. Now, I work with some dealerships that don't want nonprofit in their managed IT, or they don't want over 500 seats or 250 seats. So the customer profile changes with the dealership. But at the end of the day, if they want to own that customer and drive what Laura Blackmere says is 30% net new, or you're going to be falling behind, part of that net new has to be managed IT, or you will fall behind no matter what. And I think ConnectWise answers that call. And so it is a privilege to be involved with them, because they get it. They're looking at the future of where the imaging channel has to go. And I'm a little teeny cog, but they have all the steps to get you there. And that's the kind of company that I'm excited to partner with.
Well, it's certainly moving in that direction. It has been for years, right? But the litmus test for me is every year, I go or Jake goes to IT Nation, and every year I see a bunch more dealers, and it just goes like this every year, right? And so you can see people taking interest, and then taking that interest in being more involved, and then sending more people, and it's just, so these shows are fantastic. Now, are you going to go to these shows? Like, how are you going to market this? And obviously, we're promoting it on a little talk show I like to call What's Happening. But beyond this, like, how did the dealers find out about it? How do they engage you? Jenna, why don't you talk about how can the dealers get in touch with Kate for this? The ConnectWise, your ConnectWise dealers, how can they sign up for this?
So great question. So all of the dealers that are part of the ConnectWise program, and some of them aren't, and this is something that I want to talk about too. The ConnectWise Partner Program, if you are in it, you grow 4 times faster than those that are not in it, and you have a 10 times higher MRR than those that are not in our partner program. We also found that they're 17-ish% more profitable than those that are not in the partner program. So this is kind of a little plug for those dealers. If you are a ConnectWise partner and you're selling IT services through us, and if you are not part of our partner program, please be in it.
It
And
doesn't cost
how you
anything,
can,
right? It doesn't cost anything.
nothing. No, you're already spending with us. So this is just something that we give back. And people like Kate can come in and help enable your sales team and fill the funnel and turn those leads into wins. So if you're not in the partner program and you are a ConnectWise dealer, or maybe you're thinking about getting into IT services, you can either contact me directly or you have an account manager assigned to you. And if you don't know who that is, you can certainly still contact me, but your account managers will be able to point you in the right direction to get you a part of the partner program. So then you can start to recognize those MDF funds, and then you can go ahead and use them and utilize our strategic alliances like Kate Kingston. So it's very easy. It's a very quick start. And as soon as you're in it, and Kate she's a big part of it, right? But there's also other tools and assets that you get for being a part of the ConnectWise Partner Program. We help with blitzes. We'll provide speakers. If you're doing a webinar or something where your like cybersecurity month is in October and you want to provide a speaker to lunch and learns, we have all of those resources that we will provide as being part of the partner program. So it's a very big program. Kate is just my favorite, but she does make a dramatic impact once she goes into the dealers and runs through her course. And again, it's a fantastic way to offset the cost up to 50% by using those MDF.
Well,
I always
50%
look
off
at
that
it
course
like
is
it's
awesome.
frequent. Oh, I was going to say, I look at it like frequent flyer miles. Like, why wouldn't you sign up for it? You're flying anyway.
Right.
Well, that's a question I was just going to ask you. I don't understand why wouldn't somebody be in it? Is it just because they were already signed up and this program came after they signed up?
I think it's a lack of communication on the dealer side. So our MSPs, pure MSPs, almost everybody's in it. There's a lot of people that are in it. On the dealer side, it wasn't until recently where we pulled in people like Kate Kingston, and there's others that are coming, VCIOU with Chris Ryan and Gap, he's in it as well. There's some teasers that I'll put out there, but there's a couple more that are being added here between now and IT Nation Secure, which is going to be June. So we're growing out the OT specific strategic alliances that will be part of that partner program. So before it was just mainly IT services, pure MSP, not understanding that some of these dealerships have 10, 20, 30,000 clients that they need to sell IT services into. So the talk track, which is why Kate is so critical and important, they understand the print side and they understand how to speak to that client in a trusted advisor type of role to then sell IT services. The pure MSP side, they're just making calls, right? They just need to make calls and get clients, but you don't need to do that as a dealer. You already have all of these clients that you can sell into. So it's different. It's very nuanced and it's growing now that we're bringing in some of these players like Kate.
Kate, let's take what she just said and kind of go a little deeper on that, because you've got this established program. You've been working with traditional copier dealers for years and years and years. I'm sure you've evolved this. I think you kind of alluded to that earlier, that the program's different for everybody. But I would think the target, it's not just a sale. I'm not just trying to sell a copier, or not. If I'm selling a copier, I'm selling a copier. If I'm selling, and it may be to different people, is what I'm trying to say, right? So you've evolved this program. You have different decision makers. You have different buying criteria, right? So I would think even someone who's put their reps through this, first of all, is it the same reps going through this program when you do a ConnectWise engagement, or are you training their IT salespeople? Are they sometimes the same, sometimes different? And then what's the adjustment like for, going in and selling in a ConnectWise dealer environment versus maybe your traditional training that you've done? What kinds of things are different?
So I never sold copiers for a living. So I never had the box mentality. And humbly, I'll say maybe the industry's caught up to me. I was always looking at the company as a whole. I was always looking at the compliance. Maybe I didn't understand cybersecurity 20 years ago, but I understood they had to secure their information and how that moves in transit. That is our job. The copier, wonderful, is the on-ramp into the digital highway. It is not the highway. And what our industry is focused on serving our customers is controlling the highway. That is ConnectWise. And so I think that we're all catching up to that fact. So my training has evolved, I hope, from when the copier was what we were talking about 20 years ago to now where we are. And I learn 6 hours a week. I always say that whenever I'm being interviewed, because that is the key to our sales executives and sales management success. Understanding your products are no longer enough, especially in 2025. Understanding specifically how the company, their industry, and that department use the tools from our workplace providers, that is what is interesting to me. So I verticalized it across 60 industries. I know who to go after for managed IT in every industry and every size type of company. And then I've crafted those conversations, and I don't know why this is my gift. I had wanted to be an actress. I wish I had been better at that. But my thing is this wordsmithing thing. So I'm able to sort of figure it out. And then they use the sales executives and managers use my information as a springboard. It's not just read a script from Kate, because that's not training, and that's not the evolution of the skill.
You teach them how to do it.
Yeah, I teach them how to do it. I make them do it with me, as Jenna remembers, getting on real calls to make real prospects. I also can give them lists from Zoom. So I hope to continue to be better and better at the job of guaranteeing at least a 50% increase in meetings, including managed IT, where my training is free.
Yeah.
Well, look, I sat through just 1 year sessions, and I remember, right, I remember learning like a lot of things I didn't know about LinkedIn. And I've used LinkedIn pretty regular. I'm not some newbie, right? I mean, I took away a bunch of notes on that, and then I remember I had two websites, two soft services I signed up for to help find, email to use email
Like
addresses.
Email Hunter.
That's the one. That was one of them. That was one
gives
of
you
them.
the emails every time. But now generative AI, and Jenna knows, you could just turn that Google Labs onto your Google platform, and you can just say email format for any company all day long.
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of people don't. You take that for granted, but these are just little. That was a 45-minute session. I had a whole couple of pages full of just notes, and you are a wealth of knowledge for someone who doesn't sell copiers. You seem like you sold a lot of copiers. And you just get people very, very motivated to get out there and sell that stuff. And I can see why people use it. I can see why Jenna's signed up for it, signed you guys up for it. So are you going to all these events now? Are you going to go to both of the IT nations, Kate? Are you?
If
How
Jenna
involved are you?
allows me to, I will go. I'm excited for the ConnectWise event on that first Monday, but I'm also excited to attend a lot of other sessions, because the learning for me is where I get better at my job too. So my 6 hours of learning will happen quickly on that Tuesday.
Those conferences are just unbelievable.
They're amazing.
Five
It's a
plus
lot.
thousand people. They're all and they're so young. We'll definitely be the older crowd.
Yes.
Bring your Converse and your baseball hat to wear backwards, I guess. That would be
That's right.
I'll see if I can get a
That's
nice
right.
good bushy beard going so I fit in.
That's
Right.
right.
It's just and I love it. They're all just like it's a nerd fest. I'm just gonna say it. It's a nerd fest. It's just all these bright people, just a bunch of just super, super smart
Outliers, right?
yeah,
That's what they are.
and see them all in
That's
one
who goes
place.
to IT Nation. People who are outliers, who want to move their business forward. That's what
There's quirky people there. There's business people there. There's just and the floor is just over the top. I mean, 5,000 people on one floor is a lot of people. It just reminds me of like, now I'm going to date myself, but I did hit a couple NAMDAs back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, and I remember like, I remember probably 8 to 10,000 people at one of them that I went to, and it was kind of back in the heyday of it. But we don't do shows like that in our world anymore. Just to see that kind of buzz and excitement, and then to just sort of think a little forward and just why is everyone here? Just the opportunity, right? This isn't copiers anymore. This isn't printers where everyone's got one and you're just going to try to, sell another one in 3 years. This is there's so much going on for companies and so many ways to interact with them and sell them products, and you can find them all there on that floor. I mean, there's just so many technologies there. So I love it. I love that you guys have brought this partnership together. Kate, do you have any thoughts or plans on, I'm sure you're looking at the other side of the aisle. We've got a couple hundred, dealers in our world and at these meetings for Jenna, maybe not even that many, but several thousand MSPs are at that event, and I would guess they probably could all use a little training. What do you think of that?
So I do work within the MSP channel occasionally, usually as a speaker. They have me come into an event and I do like a workshop for 2 or 3 hours for 50 or 60 of their folks that come in. But I'm going to learn that I'm going to utilize IT Secure as a learning environment for me. I'm not great going up to strangers going, hey, I'm Kate Kingston. Would you like me to train your team? I'm good at the speaking thing, and certainly I can cold call them. But I think that event is about collaboration and talking to the person next to you, not necessarily in pitch mode, but in just discovery and interest mode. So that's how I'm going to approach it.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you're not the person who just walks in and says, "Hey, you need a new copier."
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I would
Exactly.
see you backing into that, and the next thing you know, there's a new copier sitting there, and the guy doesn't know what happened.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
So you've got that show coming up in June. Just real quick, just the difference between that one and then the one
Yes.
in the fall.
So Secure is held June 2nd through the 4th. And I'm going to do a quick plug here. We're having a office technology pre-day on June 2nd. So if you're interested in attending, two things. There's a flash sale going on for tickets, which ends May 1st. Andy, I'll make sure you have all that information. And if you want an extra discount, you can come to me and I'll make sure that I get that over to you. But it's going to be a great event. It's intimate. This is a much smaller event than Connect in November. So Secure is all cybersecurity focused. And we're doing things a little bit different this year because Peter Kujawa, who is the president of SLI,
He just got a nice little promotion.
He did.
Peter.
He did. So now he's the president of our IT Nations community, and he has changed the way this is being presented and branded to the market. So in the past, IT Nation Secure was very closed off. We didn't let many of our competitors come in. Like Huntress, for example, will be there and speaking. Sentinel One, who's a partner of us, will also be speaking there as well. CrowdStrike is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of other security-minded companies that are going to be in attendance and speaking, either presentation mode, workshops, panels. So it's going to be a great opportunity. If you are not a ConnectWise security partner, like you're not selling our stack, fine, that's totally fine. We still want you to come, especially the office technology dealers, because there is a plethora of companies that you can subscribe to, bring in, sell. But we want to be the platform that basically says, all right, come on in. What works best for you? This is our stack, right? This is what we think you should be selling, the Happy Meal version, call it. But yes, there is other competitors that are out there. Take a look, take a listen, see what works for you. See,
and some of them are there. A lot of them are there. That's what blew
They're all there.
Was your competitors are invited and they come, and it's just a big open,
yeah. So it's more to Kate's point, it's collaborative. This Secure is much smaller than IT Nation Connect. Connect has 5,000, 7,000, 8,000, attendees. This one is about a quarter in size, so it's a little bit smaller. I think we're going to have about 1,200, 1,500 people there, but still big. Yep. But we are really trying to carve out a space for our dealers. They are so important to us. They grow so much faster than standard pure MSP play. They understand the business a lot better, quicker, faster. And they're just, somebody said once to me that the copier dealers are like locusts, right? They move from tree to tree. They take everything that they could possibly get and grow and do whatever they need to do and then go on to the next tree because they're just so smart and so fast. I mean, this industry has been withstanding for almost 100 years, right? So it's just a testament to who they are, what they do, how strong they can be in this channel, and how strong that they are continuing to be. So that's why if you're at Secure and you want to be around your dealer friends that have an MSP or IT services business, you got to go. You got to come, sit down, see it, and definitely be in attendance. So I welcome anybody that wants to attend and show up for sure.
And bring some of your younger people.
Please do.
I mean, honestly, they're the ones that are going to fit in. And I think your IT people bring, don't just do what you do with, the BTAs where just the senior leadership comes and they come back because you're never going to remember it all. You need the guy. You need that team, those members that are in the field that know what all these products are and what they can do and the potential. And I think if you bring the right people to a show like that, or send the right people, you're going to have a very, very loaded arsenal when they come back because you want to talk about drinking from a fire hose. That's the analogy from that show.
Oh yeah,
it's like the chance to work on your business instead of in your business.
It's exciting, and I mean, it's funny. Universal, and everybody's having a good time. And I don't go to Universal. I go home and go to sleep. But the fun people go out and just have a blast. And when Jake went to it, he just had he had a really good time at the event. Usually it's, we're there for work and it was a good time, but like he came back and was like, that was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for putting those on. Congratulations, Kate, for getting involved with that. So to get involved, let's just rehash that. Jenna, tell them how to get involved, and Kate, we'll let you finish it up and take us home.
Yep, I'm going to make this really easy, Andy. Just come to me, right? So you can look me up, either hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll make sure I provide my email address, but please just come to me. I'll make sure you get sorted with the right person. We'll get you to be a participating member of our ConnectWise partner program and hopefully get you to come to IT Nation Secure this June.
All right, so get in touch with Jenna. Hopefully you can remember her last name. I know it's a tough one in this industry. Kate, bring us finish this up here, Kate.
Listen, whether or not you ever need prospecting training, I would have to say you have to check out ConnectWise. The way that they are serving the industry, the events that they're putting on to educate us to work on our business, the collaboration and the networking. I'm excited for the event. I hope a lot of you will clear your calendars and bring your team of winners and outliers, people that want to move this industry forward. Those are the folks that deserve and should be coming to this event.
Well, clearly, ConnectWise is focusing on office equipment resellers and trying
Mm-hmm.
to, help these guys with everything that they could possibly can. And, see you guys focus on training and say, look, we can help you in a lot of different ways, not just giving you a catalog.
Right.
Right.
I think that's admirable. I think that's what these guys need. And so you're hitting it from every angle. I love this partnership. I think, especially if the cost is being, if you're being helped with the cost here and you guys are supplementing it,
No brainer.
why
Mm-hmm.
not? Why not? You got
Yep.
people already spending the money on this anyway. So, you know what? You can either sign up for Kate Kingston or someone else is gonna, and they're gonna get the business. So, thank you both for coming on to this show. It's great catching up with you, and I'm glad we finally put this together. It was great seeing you.
Good to
Thanks,
see you
guys.
guys.
Take care, guys.
Appreciate
I'll
it.
see you at IT Nation.
See you at IT Nation.